Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So this is another list reaction I'm going to be doing here. And this is from Ultimate Classic Rock website. And it's top 35 double albums. And I was listening to a couple of double albums last night. And I was thinking, I wonder if there's, a recent list of the best double albums. And I came across this. So let's go through it. I've only seen the first little bit of it, and so I don't know what number one is, although it better be number one. That's all I'm saying. So here we go. And I'll hopefully the two double albums I listened to last night should be in this list, especially one of them. I'm not sure about the other one, but we'll see. All right. Number 35 is Minutemen, Double Nickels on the Dime. I've heard a little bit of their music. Uh, they used to play their videos on Much Music, which is the Canadian version of MTV. And I think I would like them. But like I said, I've never heard this album. And if you have, let me know what you think of it. This was kind of a strange choice, at least for me. I am a fan of Humble Pie. I have their box set, all remastered albums. Uh, but I don't know. Compared to the previous album, Smoking, I think this was kind of a weak follow-up to Smoking, and it's a double. It's not, it's good, but I wouldn't say it's a great double album. But let me know what you think of it if you have heard it. That's the one of the two albums I listened to last night. I hadn't played it in probably a couple of months or so, and it is just so good. Um, Definitely not for everybody, uh, but I love it. It's very unique. There's actually some scary bits in the album, like kind of freaky, especially if you've had some tomato soup, I tell you. But yeah, I love Can. Tago Mago. Prince, 1999. I don't own that, but I did have it on vinyl back in the day. So that definitely deserves to be on the list. Well, what do you think? Rattle and hum. Of course, as some of you know, I talk about this quite often. I was a big U2 fan for years and years and years, but I kind of gave up on them about 20 years ago or so. But it's still, yeah, it's a good double album. Part studio, part live. Yep. ELO, Out of the Blue. I'm a big ELO fan. It's sad that I guess Jeff Lynne was going to be doing a concert last night in the UK, and he canceled it, I think, about an hour before the show was supposed to start. So, kind of sad, but hopefully he gets better. And I know he had some kind of hand injury from a recent car accident, so he couldn't even play the guitar. And on the last show that he did play, the night before, I guess some people were saying near the end of the concert he looked really tired and he had to sit down near the end and he had to be led off the stage with some help. But great album. I would have that higher in my list. Yeah, The Who Quadrophenia, great album. I've never heard Rock of Ages. I love the band. I should get that sometime. Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, I don't mind the Bee Gees. I mean, I prefer their 60s, early 70s music, but I like their dance music too. Night Fever and all the other hits. Chicago. I used to have that on CD, but I didn't play it enough to keep it. But it is a very good album. Yeah, that's a back in the day. I bought that on vinyl back in the day, but I never totally loved it. But I do like the Smashing Pumpkins more today than I did back in 1995. So I can see that being on the list. Another band I never really got into, Husker Du, Zen Arcade, Iron Maiden. I've never ever bought any Iron Maiden albums. Just really, I really do respect them as a band, but just not my kind of music, I guess. Live After Death. Eddie's not looking too good there, is he? Kiss Alive. Yeah, I bought that back in 1975. I was a Kiss fan in the early 70s. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, I just recently did a video on Talking Heads. That's a great live album. It includes their early live recordings and some of their later ones. So, excellent double live album. The Cure. I don't have any Cure on CD, but I did buy that on vinyl. I do like The Cure, but just, not one of my favorite bands. So that was a good album. I liked it. I've never had no, I've never had any Todd Rundgren albums. Something anything. Never heard it. And that's the same year or around the same time that he produced Sparks' first album, the year before, 1971. Yep, Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. That took a few years for me to really appreciate, but I always loved side one and side two, but sides three and four took me years to get into, but it is a great double album. And The Who Tommy, that's a great album. I have that on CD, and I had it on vinyl way, way back in 1969. I think everybody owned Frampton Comes Alive at some point. I bought it when it came out. Good live album, but it wouldn't be in my top 35 list of double albums. Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, I have that on CD. That's excellent. Yeah, I used to buy Bruce Springsteen albums. I bought The River when it came out on vinyl. I liked it, but just not I've never been a major fan of Bruce Springsteen, except I absolutely love his album Tunnel of Love, which I need to get on CD. I had it on vinyl. Yeah, I've heard that album just, and Layla, of course, the song is amazing, but just never really could get into most of the rest of it. Yes, this is the other one I played last night. Uh, I kind of, I'm kind of new to Jimi Hendrix, believe it or not. Not that, his debut album, I always loved, but Access Bold as Love and Electric Ladyland, I never really took the time to listen to them until the past year or so. And it would be higher in my list. It would be probably number 2 or 3 on my list. It's just totally amazing. Yeah, another great album by Prince, which I had bought on vinyl. Sign o' the Times. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac Tusk, the follow up to Rumors. I think it was disappointing for some fans, but I loved it. I don't have it on CD at the moment, but I did buy it, on vinyl back in the day, and I think I love it more than Rumors, even though Rumors is great. The uh, the album cover, what's that all about? A little strange, but the Allman Brothers Band, I like them, but I've never bought any of their albums. I do some reactions on Patreon for the Allman Brothers Band, and I really do like the music, but just not enough for me to buy the CDs or vinyl. We all like what we like. Pink Floyd The Wall, I used to have that. I bought it on vinyl, of course, when it came out. And I did have it on CD, but I just prefer metal or The Dark Side of the Moon or their debut album. But it is a very good double album. It's not live. Yeah, same with Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. I did have it on CD, but I just never played it much. But I can see it being on the list. And Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, I bought that on vinyl back in 1976 and really enjoyed it, but I don't have it on CD. I found that I just grew tired of it quickly. Like I loved it, but for repeat listens, it got kind of boring quickly, just for me. Yeah, that would be either number 2 or number 3, depending with Jimi Hendrix album. It's my favorite Led Zeppelin album. The Clash, London Calling, I have on CD. I have their box set. And it's kind of similar to, to Stevie Wonder's album. I loved it right away, but then I just grew tired of it quickly. Uh, I don't play it, maybe once a year. And there's just other Clash albums like Sandinista that I love more. I just find them more interesting, I guess. But it's still a great album for sure. Boom, Dylan. I've heard it. Just I thought it was good, but I'm just not a big enough Bob Dylan fan to appreciate it, I guess. The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street is number 2. It better be number 1, the album I'm thinking of, or I'm not going to be happy. But yeah, Exile on Main Street, once again, a very good album, but just not when I have other Rolling Stones albums that I like a lot more, like Sticky Fingers. And yeah, I can, it wouldn't be on my list, I guess, but I can see it being on most people's list. Number one better be the Beatles' White Album. Yes. Yeah. What can I say about the Beatles' White Album? The Beatles are the best. You know that. There's no better group than the Beatles. I'm sorry. You can argue with me, but you're not going to win. And that is it. I would love your thoughts on what's missing. I can't really. Yeah, maybe like Frank Zappa, Freak Out. Yeah, let me know what is missing from this list for double albums and what you agree with and disagree with on this. Maybe some of these albums you don't feel should be on this list, but everybody's got a different opinion. And that's okay. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Please remember to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to both of my channels. Bye.